Hi everyone, it's me again, Marinol Uswatudtud, a B.Ed student from University of Cebu. And for this video, we will talk about the audio-visual aids. What are audio-visual aids? Audio refers to sound waves that can normally be heard by the human ear. Visual implies relating to the sense of seeing. Aids, it implies those instructional devices or teaching aids which makes or help teaching more effective. According to Kinder, audio-visual aids are any devices which can be used to make the learning more effective, more concrete, more realistic, and more dynamic. Before we'll proceed, let us talk first the objectives of using audio-visual aids. First, to increase the effectiveness of teaching. Second, to hold the attention span of the learner for the duration of instruction. Third, to save time. We have here a learning pyramid, or the we learn and retain. The 5% means lecture, 10% reading, 20% hear, it is an audiovisual, 30% see, it is a demonstration, this is what we see, 50% hear and see, it is a discussion, 70% practice doing, what we say in the participation, and it is giving talk. 90%. It is teaching others. It is doing dramatic presentation, simulating the real experience. So, the 5% to 50%, it is a passive. Passive is a learning or instruction where students receive information. While the 70% to 90%, it is an active learning in which students are experimentally involved in the learning process. One picture worth 10,000 words, an old Chinese proverb. An example for this is the picture below. It is a phrase which talks about how a visual image can mean a lot more than words. Educational significance of teaching aids. It is anything that enhances the learning experience. The example of educational significance of teaching aids are use of all sense organs, based on maxims of teaching, helpful in drawing attention, a good motivating force, a good substitute for direct experience, provide clarity in subject matter, helps in fixing up new learning, meet the individual's different requirements, facilitates quick comprehension and retention of concepts, helps in positive transfer of learning, solve the problem of verbalism, reduce meaningless words, quicken the pace of learning, overcome possible hard loss during teaching. This is extremely important to instruction because they help students learn things in ways that go beyond a lecture or the text in a book. Characteristic of teaching aids. From the word teaching aids, it is an integral component in the classroom. Examples are accurate, simple and cheap, motivate the learners, meaningful and purposeful, improvise, large in size. Comprehensibility, interesting, cost-effective, availability, transportability, appropriateness, relevance. These benefits of teaching aids is that it helps learners improve reading comprehension skills, illustrating or reinforcing a skills or concepts by presenting information in a new and exciting way. Problems and limitations in the use of audiovisual aids. It is an autonomy in the classroom for the effective functioning of audiovisual aids that trained experts. The examples of the problem and limitations in the use of audiovisual aids. Apathy of teachers, indifference of students, financial problems, absence of infrastructure, language barriers, do not replace the teacher, letter and symbols are illegible. Colors are misused, more time for planning, tempts teacher. Few aids require sources of fixation, electrical sockets and electricity. You should know the operation and principles. So these are the examples of the problem and limitation. We have here the classification of audiovisual aids. Traditional type of classification, classification based on type of projection, Classification based on motion. Classification based on dimension of objects. Teaching aids based on size of media. Teaching aids based on the number of sense organs used. Traditional type of classification has three types: audio aids, visual aids, audiovisual aids. Audio aids. It helps improve students' performance by engaging them on a different level. This is a model and device that can be heard. An example of audio aids are radio, tape recorder, microphone, CDs, dictaphone, headphone, gramophone, megaphone. Visual aids. It is an instructional device that can be seen but not heard. An example of these are chalkboard, bulletin board, chart, drawings, posters, pictures, exhibits, flashcards, flannel boards, illustrated books, albums, maps. These are an example of visual aids. Audiovisual aids. It is a training or educational materials directed at both the sense of hearing and the sense of sight, films, recordings, and etc. An example of these are lecture, demonstration, television, films, computers, videotapes, DVDs, LCDs. Based on type of projection has two types: projected aids and non-projected aids. Projected aids is a picture shown upon a screen by the use of a certain type of a machine. It provides enjoyment in learning. It compels attention from the students. Examples are silent motion pictures, film strips, magic lanterns, micro projection, slide projection, PACU and overhead projector. Non-projected aids is a visual that do not need the use of equipment for projection. These allow instruction to move from abstract ideas to concrete ideas. Examples are different types of boards, display materials, photographs, posters, maps and graphs, charts, models, specimen, books and illustration. Based on motion or movements divided into two types: static aids and dynamic aids. Static aids are those used in classroom teaching which do not move. Examples are charts, flashcards, slides, etc. Dynamic aids, those aids in which visual or parts which are capable of being made to move by mechanical principles. Examples are working models, motion pictures, television, computers. Based on dimensions of objects divided into two types: two-dimensional aids and three-dimensional aids. Two-dimensional aids, having the dimension of height and weight. It is an element organized in terms of flat surface, especially emphasizing the vertical and horizontal character of the picture plane. Examples are charts, graphs, maps, pictograph, boards of different types. Three-dimensional aids. It is defined as a solid figure. It has length, width, and height. Examples are models, globes, objects, mock-ups, specimen, puppets. Based on size of media has two types: big media and little media. Big media. This is an instructional media or the electronic one. Examples are computer and television. Little media. This is called as a mass media used for education. An example for these are radio, film strip, graphics, and audio cassette. Based on the number of sense organs used, we have two types: the unimodal and bimodal. Unimodal is those in which only one type of sense are being used, either sight or auditory. Examples are audio aids or visual aids. Next one is bimodal, is those in which both the sense organs, visual and auditory, are being used. Audio Audiovisual aids could be classified as electronic or non-electronic. Non-electronic. It does not involve to any electricity. Examples are books, handouts, chalk and board, mannequins, models, flip charts. Electric. It is controlling the flow of electrical current for the purpose of the information processing and system control. Examples are overhead projector, slide projector, and computer. We have here the steps in audiovisual aids: planning, preparation, presentation, and evaluation. We have here the first step, which is planning. Know clearly the objectives of the presentation, plan well in advance, anticipate the problem, anticipate the size of audience, think about the quality of materials to be used, appropriateness to the subject, availability of facilities for its use, manner in which it is to be used. These are the plans of the audiovisual aids. It is important because it is the foundation to help you achieve your goals, to have smooth discussion. It helps you define the full plan in the class, for them to be seated, focus, and learn. The second one is preparation. Select the convenience and comfortable place. Seating arrangement must be suitable. Make sure that all equipments are in working order before presentation. Prepare by rehearsing to make smooth presentation. Being prepared leads to less stress. It helps us to achieve our goals in class, for us to be comfortable on how we do our part. It is also to reduce risks associated during in class. The third one is presentation. Motivate the audience and stress key points they observe during the presentation. Present aids at right moment in a proper sequence. Display only one aid at a time. Remove all unrelated materials. Stand beside the aid, not in front of it. In presenting in front, you need to have a self-confidence in order not to be stiff in front. Also, by communicating your students, you should be lively, have feelings, simple and interesting to keep your students engaged. The last one is evaluation. By providing discussion and feedback, evaluating the effectiveness of audiovisual aids and in the lecture. Evaluation helps determine what works well and what could be improved. This is also help to discover the needs of the pupils. We have here the principles of audiovisual aids. The first one is principles of selection. It should be interesting, motivating. Also, they should suit the age level, grade level, and other characteristics of learners. Second, principles of preparation. Teachers should receive some training and students must be associated in the preparation of aids. Third, principles of physical control. Keeping aids safely and to facilitate teachers' use. Fourth, proper presentation. Teachers should carefully visualize the use of teaching aids displayed properly. They should be familiar themselves. Fifth, principles of response. Teacher guide the students to respond actively to the audiovisual stimuli. And lastly, the principles of evaluation. This is necessary to know its students' learning. Audiovisual tips. It leaves a deeper impact as it involves greater attention in the act of learning and helps child to retain the concepts taught through these aids. Examples are: select the correct aid, prepare prior to instruction, be familiar with the equipment, know how to use aid, make sure all students can see and hear the aid. Check for effect on the class, practice using different types of aids, be flexible, select an audiovisual aid that is appropriate for teaching the training. Objectives. This tip is where the students of all classes experience learning in an effective way. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. God bless!